Have you been relying on ROAS as the only measurement for deciding whether your ads are working well or not? Well, that might actually be rather limiting. And are you a little disheartened when the ad that you've spent so much time producing ends up not getting a very good return on ad spend? I don't blame you, but there is a better way. ROAS, or return on ad spend, is king, right? Well, not necessarily, especially when it comes to grading how well your ads are working. In today's video, I'm going to show you a way that you can grade your ads so that you don't spend as much time having to produce new content, and the specific metrics that you really need to be looking at to work out which of your ads are the best ones. So let's get into it. Hello, you 700 odd wonderful subscribers. I appreciate you joining me on the channel today. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Rod. I'm the founder of Rod Blaine Agency. And in today's video, I'm going to talk more about principles. I am going to get into some technical stuff and show you how to do some technical things, but I firstly want to cover some principles that you can use to apply to your ads to work out which ones are working well, which ones aren't, and which areas you need to focus on to improve the performance of your ads. The first principle, which if you've been following my channel for a while, you would have heard me talk about before, is the AIDA principle. A is for attention, I is for interest, D is for desire, and A is action. Now, I've talked about that in the context of landing pages and landing page design, but you can also equally apply that to many other things to do with marketing, and advertising is no exception to that. So this diagram is a brief overview of how the AIDA principle relates to ads, and in particular, video ads. So from the top, A for attention relates to 3-second video views divided by impressions as a percentage, otherwise known as thumb stop. I is for interest, and the metric related to that is your average watch time. D is for desire, and you can measure that by your click-through ratio, specifically your outbound link click-through ratio. Finally, at the bottom of the triangle, we've got action, which relates to the metric of ROAS, otherwise known as return on ad spend. So the AIDA principle gives us a framework to use to now grade or measure the performance of our ads. This relates very well to video ads, but you can also use this for image ads as well. The only difference is that obviously you can't measure 3-second video impressions with your image ads, and you have to focus more on click-through ratio and the return on ad spend. What I found that's really works well with our clients is that if we focus on those top three, so attention, interest, and desire, and the related metrics, then really the return on ad spend takes care of itself. So how do we practically apply this principle to our advertising on Facebook and Instagram? Well, I'm going to show you two things. First, I'm going to show you how you can use SuperMetrics to measure all of the ads that you've already been running in either your account or your client account. Then I'm going to show you how you can set up these metrics in your Facebook Ads Manager view using custom metrics so that you can measure things on the fly and see how they're going there as well. So let's jump on the computer, and we're going to start with the SuperMetrics side of things. And SuperMetrics is a tool that you can use to interface with lots of different data sources and pull them into Google Sheets or lots of other different interfaces as well. I like using Google Sheets because I'm a big fan of spreadsheets. So what we have here is some data that's already been pre-populated into this sheet, and I'm using this as a tool to measure all of the video ads that's been running in this client account already, and then grade them according to those metrics that I was talking about previously. So we've got the ad ID, we've got the ad name, we've got the ad set name, and we've got the cost or the amount spent. We've got our 3-second video views, we've got our impressions, the amount of 3-second video views per impression or thumb stop, the video average watch time, the outbound click-through ratio, the return on ad spend, and the grade. So how do we decide whether something is A grade or not? Well, if we look at this formula here, essentially what we're saying is that if the outbound click-through ratio is greater than 0.83 and the video average watch time is better than 2.5, so 3 seconds or thereabouts, and the percentage of 3-second video views per impression is greater than 17%. So if all those three metrics are exceeded, then the video is considered to be A grade. If they're not exceeded, then we populate this with a no instead. So how do you use SuperMetrics to pull this data in from your existing client account? So let's go through how that works now. So SuperMetrics is a Chrome plugin or a Microsoft Edge plugin. It's probably also available for other browsers too that you can use in Google Sheets. So you just need to go and install that plugin, do a Google search for SuperMetrics. And once you've got it installed, it shows up on your extensions menu and then you can simply launch the sidebar. So the first time that you launch this, you're going to have to connect with your Facebook account. I'm going to assume that you'll be able to work your way through that. I'm not going to show you how to do that today, but what I am going to show you is how you can then set up this sheet in this way so that you can pull fresh data in and you can switch Facebook ad accounts as you want to. So let's have a look at the existing query that we've already got here. So firstly, you need to set up a data source, and SuperMetrics will prompt you to set that up, and that will then allow you to connect using your Facebook account to all of the Facebook pages and business managers that you've got access to. So the first thing you've got to do is select the account that you want to use. So I'm going to use a client built insider, and then next we're going to select a date range. Now, the first time you build this, all these items will be shown except for the filter. And once you save the query and you come back to it, you'll be able to then add the filters in later on. So for this, I'm going to use a custom date range, which is last year and this year to date. Now, if you've got more data than that, then get as much data as you possibly can. But I think 2 years is a good place to start. You can see here, we've got last year and this year to date. And now we've got the metrics. To find the metrics, all you have to do is click in the field and then you just start typing and it'll automatically pick up the metric for you. So we've got amount spent, 3-second video views, impressions, reach, video average watch time, outbound CTR, and return on ad spend. They all get populated into these columns. Now I've got impressions in here, which we're going to use as a dummy column, and we're going to replace what's in that column once we pull in the fresh data. And then next we're going to split by dimensions, ad ID, ad name, and ad set name. The reason why I include the ad ID is because sometimes you might be duplicating an ad across many different ad sets using the post ID. I include the ad name for obvious reasons. And then I also include the ad set name because ideally you want to be just looking at ad sets that have a cold audience. So either a lookalike audience, or they're an interest-based targeting audience, or they're just simply a broad audience. If you use this to grade ads that are running inside retargeting ad sets, so ones that are using your Instagram and Facebook engagers or your website visitors, then you're probably going to find a lot of the time that the ad will be considered to be A grade because you're running to a warm audience. So I wouldn't do that. This is much more useful if you just apply it to cold audiences. If you don't have a standard naming convention in your account, like I'm using here, then you may not know which of these ads is running inside a retargeting ad set. If you include the ad set name, that's going to allow you to identify those a lot easier. So that's the 3 dimensions. You can limit the number of rows that you want to fetch as well. And in the filter, as I said, you've got to apply the changes, run the query, and then you'll be able to get access to the filter. So in the filter, we've got 3-second video views greater than 1. So this is going to restrict the ads that get pulled just to videos because your image ads don't have 3-second video views as a metric that's available. And we're going to say that the amount spent is greater than $150, just so that we're not including any outliers, ads that have had a very small amount spent on them that just did really well. For the sake of statistical significance, it's much better to look at ads that have had at least $150 in ad spend, so they're not just a one-off fluke. So that's our filters. And now that we've got that, we just go apply changes, and you've got to make sure that you've selected the cell A4 while that query runs, and it'll populate the data from that cell down, and then it'll add in the headers up here. I'm just going to copy the name of that column there, and I'll show you why in a sec. All right, so that's pulled in our fresh data for us. So I'm going to paste back in that column name. So this is 3 seconds divided by impressions, or 3-second video views. So to get this, I'm going to make that formula and populate it down. So that one there divided by impressions, and then we'll copy that down. So if I select that entire column and go Control D or Apple D if you're on Apple, and that will then give us our percentage. And I'm going to drag down the A grade ones because I've got a few more ads in this account. Now, as you can see, none of the ads in this account are considered to be A grade. Now, why is that? Because I've used 70% as the cutoff point for the 3-second video views divided by impressions percentage, or the thumb slot percentage. So I'm interested in ads that have got better than a 70%. So basically what that means is that for every 100 impressions, 17 of those are where people have actually started playing the video. This one here was pretty close. So I'm going to pull data from another ad account just so you can see some that are actually A grade. And I do that just by changing the account up here. So here's our query results. And you'll find that your A grade column won't actually be sorted. So to sort that, you just select all of the rows and then you go to data and then sort range, go to advanced range sorting options and then sort by column A to Z, go sort, and then all of your A grade ads will be at the top. So as you can see, the ones with the highest spend come up the top and then work their way down. So the thing about Facebook is that Facebook wants you as an advertiser to produce content that people are going to want to consume and keep them on the platform. That's the ultimate user experience that Facebook wants, which is why these metrics are so important and why they usually relate to return on ad spend. So if you improve the metrics on your ads such that they are A grade, then some results that I've seen are that the return on ad spend is going to be about 25% higher at least. So if we wanted to pick out an ad in this particular output, which is a really good one, this is one that I'd be looking at closely. So the video average watch time is 8 seconds. The 3-second video views per impression is almost 25%, and the click-through ratio is 1.47. And just looking at the ad set now, we know that's just got interest applied to it. So it's a cold ad set, and that's giving us a return on ad spend of 5. So that would be the one that I'd be having a look at to start with to see what is it about that particular ad that's better. There's a few things to pay attention to. The first 3 seconds of the ad, so you've really got to grab people's attention in that first 3 seconds. Piquing people's curiosity is one way that you can do that. So if you present not all of the information, but some of the information so that there's a gap, that's going to make people curious so that they're going to stop scrolling in their feed. And you can see the video average watch time here is much higher than the other ads. So that would indicate, well, A, it might be a longer video, but B, you're successfully having people actually watch way past the 3-second point, which would indicate that it's quite engaging. Then the click-through ratio would indicate that you're doing a good job with actually selling the click, which is ultimately what we're trying to do. So that's how you can grade your existing ads in your ad account or in your client's ad account and see which ones are the best. And you might find that you've got some ads that you suspended a long time ago that you may want to run again, or some that you might want to revise some things about them to see if you can improve the grade. So some areas to look at is what's going on in the first 3 seconds. Have a look at changing up the headline, have a look at changing up the opening paragraph of the ad copy as well, and see if you can improve these scores. So now I'm going to show you how you can set up some custom columns in Facebook that also includes that thumb stop, which is your 3-second video views divided by impressions percentage, and set that up as a custom metric so that you can have it there in your Facebook Ads Manager because it's not a metric that's available. So I've already got one set up here, so I'll just go in and customize the columns. So in the first column, I've got the ad set name, and then I've got the amount spent, which gives you your cost. Then I'm interested in the results and the cost per result. And then I want the 3-second video plays, the impressions, the thumb stop metric, and then the click-through ratio for your outbound clicks. And then we've got your return on ad spend. So how do we create this metric here? Well, I'll show you how to do that. So all you do is you click on create custom metric, and then I'm going to call it thumb stop. And this is your 3-second video views divided by impressions. And then you just create the formula. So if you press on 3, you can get the 3-second video plays is what they call it, divided by impressions. And then you set the format up here as a percentage, and you can decide who can see it. And then you click on create metric. And now you've got a metric that you can use in your columns. And once you've set your columns up the way you want, you just click on save as preset, put in the name there, click apply, and then you've got something that will appear in your columns menu. So now that we've got that, I'm going to go to the maximum setting, click on over to the ads tab. And then if I sort by amount spent, so that I've got the ads that have the most statistically significant results, then I can see what sort of metrics we've got over here. So if we have a look here, you can see we're getting pretty close with our thumb stop here because the cutoff point for the purposes of this exercise is 17.5%. You see we got pretty close with that one. I've also forgot to put in the video average watch time, otherwise known as the video average play time, which I'm going to add in just at the beginning there. So you can see this one here is pretty close to being A grade. The average watch time is 3 seconds. We've got 15.82% of impressions were a video watch, and then our click-through ratio is 0.85%. So that's how you can set up a custom column so you can see those metrics within your ads manager rather than having to use a tool like SuperMetrics. SuperMetrics is really useful if you've got an account that's got a large number of ads in it. You just want to look specifically at videos without having data from carousels and dynamic product ads in there as well. So that's it for today's video. We've talked about the AIDA principle, which is attention, interest, desire, and action, and how that can apply to grading your ads. I've shown you how to use SuperMetrics to grade all of the existing ads in your ad account or in your client account and go back over any period of time so you can see which ones are the best ones according to this grading system. And then I've also shown you how to set up custom columns in Facebook and make a custom metric so that you can see that thumb stop metric, which is very useful for working out how engaging your ads are. So if you found this video useful, please go ahead and click the like button, click subscribe. You might even want to click on the notification bell if you really want to know when I've got a new video coming out. I usually have something that comes out every week. And if you do need help with your Facebook and Instagram advertising, whether that's just troubleshooting what's going on in your ad account, if you're struggling with performance at the moment, or you need a full done for your service to take care of things for you, and you want to have a chat with somebody about that, there'll be a link in the video description below where you can book a time in my calendar or the calendar of one of my team. We can have a chat about what it is that you're trying to achieve, how your business works, how things work with us, how the pricing works, and who knows, we may end up working together. That's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.